My name is Charlie Hoffman. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. My shop is called Hoffman Guitars, not surprisingly. I've been building guitars since 1970. The shop has been open for business since 1971. We are a large repair shop, but I spend 95% of my time building guitars. From 1983 until 2002, I spent most of my time being a lawyer.
Oh.
I had children who were heading for college, and somebody was going to have to pay for it. Turns out guitar makers generally don't have that kind of money. So I did that. I kept the shop open. I had employees who were very good, and I would show up periodically just to keep my hand in, but I spent most of my time being a lawyer. This is the model 12-string that I make these days. It's based on what I call a small jumbo, which is more or less the equivalent of the Gibson J185 shape with a sharply cut-in waist. Mine is quite a bit thinner front to back than the Gibson, mainly because I think it sort of evens the balance of the guitar. It's not all over here on the bass end. It moves the balance from all bass to more balanced treble, mid-range bass. Plus it's a comfortable shape. The fact that I make it quite a bit thinner than the Gibson means, among other things, that it fits under your arm comfortably, which is, it turns out, a good thing, especially for us older folks whose wings are getting broken. The other thing that I do about this is it has what I call a short scale. The scale length is 24 3/4, which is essentially what Gibson has always used, whereas Martin uses a 25.4. The reason that makes a difference is that simple law of physics. For a given pitch, the shorter scale has less tension on the string than the long one, which means this guitar can be tuned to standard pitch and still be playable. Whereas with a longer scale, you put these strings on and tune to standard pitch, you more or less have to be a gorilla. Or you can do what sort of the alternative view of 12 strings is, like Leo Kottke, and tune it way down. And he tunes to C or C sharp. And you know, Leo's been a customer of mine at for repair work forever, since we opened. And you know, you can set up, quotes, his guitar to play just fine, but for a lot of people that's still hard. And a lot of people also want to play in standard pitch, so they don't have to think about tuning down. So this is not Leadbelly's guitar, this is not Leo Kottke's guitar, but as it turns out, there are a lot of people who want to play 12-string guitar but want to play in standard tuning. So this is the way to do that, and I think it's been very successful. The back on this, I don't know if this will show on your video or not, but it's quite finely but intensely flamed mahogany. And it is South American mahogany, which is still a legal wood. It could well be that before I die, it will no longer be, it will become like Brazilian, but right now, I like mahogany for 12-string guitars. It's got that bright, crispy, punchy sound that works well with a 12-string, at least to my ear. The top is Bear Claw Sitka spruce. And Bear Claw Sitka is just Sitka spruce that happens to have a growth characteristic. The thing that I believe in is that the Bear Claw tends to be somewhat stiffer. So if I'm making a 12-string guitar, stiffer is probably a good idea. Or at least that's my view of it. Beyond that, the sound hole decoration is Koa and abalone. The inlay work is the fingerboard inlay is a design that was designed in my shop back in the late 70s. And I confess to sort of cheating. I have Larry Robinson cut it for me. And other than that, and you know, it being a cutaway, it's sort of a guitar. From my way of thinking, the things that differentiate guitars, number one is the body size, then wood choices, but of course number one with a bullet before all of the above is the hands of the guy playing it. So, and all the rest of it, cutaways, a lot of people like them. So I do that. This guitar doesn't have it, but as you probably know, Grit Laskin invented this bevel edge for guitars, and I do that. Linda Manzer invented a wedge shape that's thinner on this side than on the treble side. Both of those are basic ergonomics. They are designed to make the guitar not hurt when you're playing it. And both of those seem like really good ideas. I do both of those things with some regularity. This guitar doesn't have a sound port, but I do that as well.